bushcrafting, whatever you want to call it. Right, this is my bushcraft camping overnight kit for the summer. It's got everything I need just for one night to be quite comfortable in my local woods. Sometimes certain things will change, something might go in here, something might come out, but I'm going tomorrow night and this is just what I'm going to be taking with me tomorrow night. Right, so the backpack is just one I got off of bushcraft.co.uk, I think it is. It's just a copy of this Alice web pack, but I thought it looks a little bit like the sort of Vietnam era GI issue pack, but it was, I think it was about 20 quid, so well worth the money. Really, it's like you wouldn't want to use it when it's raining or anything like that because it gets soaked and it'll take ages to dry, wouldn't it? But for the summer, it's good, bit of character. It's not the easiest thing to undo and do up like a nice modern Burghouse or Carrying or whatever, but I just like it's got a bit of character to it, like I say. So in the top, hopefully you can see that. This is my mini first aid kit. This again, actually, not that I've got some fascination with Vietnam War era, but this again is off of the Alice webbing for that time period. So mini first aid kit, I'll go through that later. Then, I mean, I know some people pack things in order so the tarp is at the top and stuff like that and it's easier to get to, but to be honest, when I get wherever I'm going I just get everything out and set up then anyway, so. But I will put that at the top. It's just a little jacket from Trespass, a little really folds down small rain jacket. Next thing is my water. I take 2 litres with me in my pack because there's no running water, no fresh water in my woods whatsoever, so I have to take all my water in with me. But this is quite good because it's just got little markings on the side, so when you're making up your food, your soup or noodles, whatever you use, you normally need some sort of marking if your food involves boiling, so that's quite handy. It's got a litre in it, again Vietnam War issue. But this is a little kidney flask, just good because it's got a really tight valve around there. This isn't from that time obviously, and it's not even a genuine American issue, it's just I can't remember where I got that, bushcraft.co.uk again I think, or Gear Monster, something like that, but it was only about a tenner. It's just got a really good seal around the top so it never leaks. So there's 2 litres of water there. Next is my Snug Pack Softy Free Merlin sleeping bag. Keep me nice and warm this time of year. And then to go inside that is also cotton mummy liner, just in case it gets a bit nippy at night, which in England, as English people watching this know, it sometimes does. Right, then next up, got my little folding saw. Say little, it's actually quite long, but I use saws at work, so I know you want a good, nice length to cut with, otherwise it can be a pain in the bum. But this was only 20 quid I think from Do It All. Yeah, from Do It All, well, which is now called Focus, but it's just a hardware shop basically. So that's the saw. Pretty obvious what that's for. Next is my DD tarp, which, as I'm going to be sleeping on the ground tomorrow night, I don't actually bother taking a ridge line. I just take the guy ropes that come with it, some pegs, and I'll just tie it up in between 2 trees and make some sort of setup with it. I don't know till I get there what trees there is and stuff, but just basically I'm going to be on the ground, so it'll be quite low level. The woods I'm going to have sometimes a lot of people in there, even other people camping and stuff like that, so I just want to stay out their way because a lot of them are idiots that leave the fire pits everywhere and get drunk and whatever. So if I take my hammock and tarp, sometimes it stands out a bit if I take this with the hammock, so just going to take the tarp low level, and then I've got my Thermalite Ultra from Highlander. Again, that was about 25 quid, I think. It's not a full length one, it's probably about 3.5 foot, but I've got this which I sit on around the fire or kneel on, just keeps a bit of insulation. I'll put that under my feet if they start to get cold, or under my head. It's just a cut out bit of a roll mat, standard roll mat. Then next up I've just got a ground sheet, which obviously goes underneath the tarp, keeps all the moisture out, just makes life a bit more comfortable. It's really lightweight, only costs 4 quid, does the job. If you don't obviously ever need to take that if you've got your hammock, but if you're not using your hammock, it's nice just to have that to keep you separated from the ground a little bit better than just laying straight on your roll mat. And then next, just got this little waterproof dry bag. Inside it I've got my balaclava I put on when it gets cold, so I can cover my whole face and neck up if need be, if it's that cold in my sleeping bag, or you can just turn it into a hat. Then I have my gloves for working with a fire, cutting wood, clearing the ground beneath me if there's a lot of brambles or stuff like that. Also they come in handy when you're cooking and you need to take the lid off your pot and stuff like that. So, and then also in here I've just got a pair of, I think these are thin shirts and Cool Max, just nice thick socks, which I put on just before I go to bed, because my other socks, which I've been wearing in my boots all day, get a bit wet with sweat and things like that. So I like to keep this nice dry pair for the night, and then that guarantees your feet stay nice and warm. And next so that's the main section of the bag all done, which I think is about 30 litres roughly. And then you have these 3 front pockets here. In the first middle one, just got a plastic bag to put all my rubbish in when I've finished eating. I've packed up sight, take everything away with me in that, which I wish a lot of other people would do, but they seem to be too lazy. This bag I'll probably fill up with some baked beans or something to boil them in the morning or whenever, just as a little snack, but I'm going to put them in there now. Keep them fresh as possible in the tin until you need to. And this is all my cook set in here, which fits nicely into this pocket, which is good. Yeah, I'll go through that again separately. Move some of this out of the way. Right, and then in this right hand side pocket, got my Swiss Army knife, which I prefer over the multi-tools. I know everyone seems to have multi-tools these days, but I've had one of these since I was a kid. This ain't the one I've had since a kid, but I just prefer them. I don't need a pair of pliers. I use a pair of pliers at work every day, and I'd rather not take them out with me at the weekend. I certainly don't want screwdrivers, so this is perfect. Everything's got a pair of scissors, tweezers, if you get anything, splinters, anything like that. That's in there. That'll go on my belt when I get out there, but obviously where I am I can't really be walking around with knives, so keep that in my bag till I get there, then it goes on my belt. Next, this is my fire lighting kit. It's got a good few ways in there to light fire. I'll probably go through that in a bit separately as well. And this is my knife.